Let me tell you something that most people won't admit to themselves until it's too late. You have been putting everyone else first. Your boss, your family, your friends, social media, other people's opinions, other people's timelines, other people's definitions of success. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, you forgot about yourself. Not completely, but enough. Enough that you wake up some mornings and feel like you're living a life that was designed by everyone except you. Enough that the goals you had 2 years ago are still sitting in the same place you left them. Enough that a quiet voice inside you keeps whispering, "This is not everything I was supposed to be." That voice is right. And before 2027 arrives, you need to start listening to it. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you don't have time. You're thinking things will calm down soon, and then you'll focus on yourself. You're thinking next month, next year, when the kids are older, when work slows down, when you have more money, more energy, more certainty. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. That moment is never coming. It is not coming, because life does not slow down and hand you a window of perfect conditions. Life keeps moving, and every day you wait for the right moment, you are handing away the only moment you were ever guaranteed, which is right now. So this is not a video about someday, this is a video about today, about the next 600 days you have between now and 2027, about what you are going to do with them, about who you are going to become if you actually decide, really decide, to make yourself the priority. First, understand what it actually costs you when you don't focus on yourself. Every time you say yes to something that pulls you away from your growth, you are saying no to yourself. Every hour spent consuming instead of creating, scrolling instead of building, pleasing instead of progressing, that's an hour you are never getting back. And hours become days, days become months, months become years. Think about where you were 3 years ago. Think about the goals you had, the things you told yourself you were going to do. Where are they now? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, good. Sit with that discomfort, because that discomfort is not your enemy. It is information. It is telling you exactly what needs to change. The cost of not focusing on yourself is not just missed goals, it is missed identity. It is the slow erosion of your belief that you are capable of something more. Every time you abandon yourself, that belief gets a little weaker, and eventually, some people stop believing entirely. They settle, they shrink, they convince themselves that the life they have is the life they deserve. You are not one of those people. You are here, watching this, which means something in you still believes. Protect that belief, feed it, because it is the seed of everything you are about to build. Second, understand why focusing on yourself is not selfish, it is necessary. Society has trained us to feel guilty for prioritizing ourselves. We are taught that self-focus is vanity, that rest is laziness, that working on your own goals instead of being available to everyone around you is somehow a character flaw. That is a lie, and it has been incredibly expensive for you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot show up fully for the people you love when you are running on empty, when you are resentful, when you are burnt out from a life you never chose. Focusing on yourself, your health, your mind, your goals, your peace, is what makes you capable of being genuinely present for everything and everyone else. The best thing you can do for your family is to become the best version of yourself. The best thing you can do for your relationships is to stop showing up as a hollowed-out version of who you could be. The best gift you can give the world is a person who has done the work, who has grown, who has become fully and unapologetically themselves. That person starts being built in the next 600 days, or they don't. The choice is yours. Fourth, understand the power of the window you are standing in right now. From today until January 1st, 2027, you have roughly 600 days. I want you to really feel that number, 600 days. Think about what you could build if you showed up for yourself every single one of them. Not perfectly, nobody's asking for perfect, but consistently, intentionally, like someone who finally decided they were worth the effort. In 600 days, you can learn a skill from zero to genuinely useful. You can transform your body, your health, the way you feel when you wake up in the morning. You can save money you never thought you could save. You can launch something you have been sitting on for years. You can heal from things that have been quietly weighing you down for a decade. 600 days is not a limitation. It is an invitation. The people who are going to look back at 2027 with pride, they are not going to be the people who had the most talent, the most resources, or the most perfect circumstances. They are going to be the people who decided, in a moment just like this one, that they were done waiting, that they were going to focus, that they were going to choose themselves consistently until the results became undeniable. That can be you, but only if you stop treating your own life as something to get to eventually. Fourth, understand what focusing on yourself actually looks like in practice. It starts with your mind. What are you feeding it every single day? Because whatever you're consuming is shaping who you are becoming. If you spend 3 hours a day absorbing content that makes you feel anxious, inferior, and distracted, that's what your inner world will look like. Start being deliberate. Read things that challenge you. Listen to things that expand you. Cut out the noise that is making you smaller. It continues with your body. Your body is the vehicle for every single thing you want to achieve, and most people are running theirs into the ground. You do not need to become an athlete. You need to move, sleep, and eat in a way that gives you energy instead of draining it. Because no amount of ambition can compensate for a body that is perpetually exhausted. It lives in your skills. What can you do? What can you build? What problems can you solve that the world will pay attention to or pay for? In the world we are living in, your ability to create value through skill is one of the most powerful things you can develop. And unlike circumstances, nobody can take skills from you once you have them. It shows up in your relationships, not adding more people, auditing the ones already in your life. Not everyone who is currently in your circle is meant to come with you into your next chapter. Some connections energize you and some quietly drain you. You do not need to be cruel about it, but you do need to be honest. And it lives most deeply in your relationship with yourself, your belief that you are capable, your willingness to sit with discomfort and keep moving anyway, your ability to fail, to learn, to adjust without quitting. This is the foundation. Everything else is built on top of it. And if you do not do this inner work, every external effort will eventually collapse. Fifth, stop competing with everyone else and start competing with who you were yesterday. Comparison is one of the quietest and most destructive forces in a person's life. We live in a world where everyone's best moments are permanently on display, and we scroll through it every single day, measuring our behind the scenes against someone else's highlight reel, and we wonder why we feel behind. Someone your age just launched something incredible. Someone younger just hit a milestone you haven't reached, and it stings. But here is what you have to understand. You are not in their race. You were never in their race. You are in a race against the person you were yesterday, and that is the only race that matters. That is the only scoreboard worth watching. Someone else's success is not your failure. Their progress does not slow yours down. Their timeline is not your timeline. When you focus on someone else's journey, you take your eyes off your own path. And the moment you take your eyes off your own path, you start walking in circles. Your race, your lane, your pace. Run it like that is the only race happening, because for you, it is. Sixth, stop waiting for motivation and start building discipline. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. There will be mornings when you wake up energized and clear and ready to take on everything, and there will be mornings when you can barely lift your head off the pillow, when everything feels pointless, when the work feels impossible, and the goal feels too far away. If you only show up when you feel motivated, you will never build anything that lasts. The people who actually transform their lives are not the people who feel like doing the work every day. They are the people who do it anyway, who show up on the hard days, on the boring days, on the days when nobody would know if they quietly quit, and they do the work. That is discipline, and discipline, unlike motivation, is not a feeling, it is a decision you make once and then reaffirm every single morning when the alarm goes off. The first week is hard. The second week is hard. The third week starts to feel normal. By the third month, it has become part of who you are. The work builds the identity. The identity sustains the work. Trust the process even when you cannot see the results yet. Now, I want you to do something. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself standing at the beginning of 2027. Picture who you could be if, starting from today, you took yourself seriously, if you protected your time, if you stayed consistent, if you chose your growth over your comfort over and over again for the next 600 days. What does that person look like? What have they built? What have they healed from? What do they know that you don't know yet? What does their life feel like compared to yours today? That person is not a fantasy. That is a real, achievable version of you. They exist at the end of the choices you make starting now. They are waiting for you to stop postponing, stop shrinking, stop handing your energy to everything except yourself. And if that future version of you could send you a single message right now, I believe it would say this: please don't waste these next 2 years the way you've wasted time before. I am everything you hoped you could become, but I only exist if you start now, not next month, now. You are worth the investment. You always were. Please act like it. So here is where I leave you. You do not need more time. You need more intention with the time you already have. You do not need perfect conditions. You need the courage to begin in imperfect ones. You do not need the world to change. You need to decide, right now, in this moment, that you are done being last on your own list. Before 2027, the world will keep moving fast. It will keep throwing distractions at you. It will keep offering you reasons to settle, reasons to scroll, reasons to sleep on your own potential. Every single day, you will get to choose follow the distraction or follow the purpose. When this video ends, do one thing, just one, something the best version of you would do. One action that says, I am serious about this. My future matters. I matter. Work on yourself before the world demands a version of you you never took the time to build. The clock is already running. The 600 days have already started. Go quietly, intentionally, powerfully. Focus on yourself before 2027. You've got this.